Veronica presents the AI Repertory Theatre's production of Neworld Papers. Book 1, The Historian's Tale, by K.B. Shaw. Chapter 19. Beyond.
They said I died. They said it was from my injuries. I say I died from grief, from heartbreak, from shame. My body lay on the table in the archive. I looked down on the small gathering of people around me, the people I loved and cared for, the people I had failed. Then I was no longer in the room with my body. I was with Jenna in the courtyard. It was the young Jenna who showed affection to a small, lonesome boy and told him daring tales of spies. I was eager for adventure. I was in Hunninger's office. He pulled a small bag from his desk drawer, loosened the drawstring, and spilled out a pile of coins. I was filled with rage. Bedford was leading me through a maze of hanging carcasses. I was afraid. I screamed in voiceless terror when I saw Jenna's body hanging like a slab of meat. I was holding the pistol to Brennan's head. Voices urged me on. Pull the trigger, pull the trigger, pull it. I was horrified by the very idea that I wanted to kill the man.
Or to defend,
said Annika. Or to defend. Theodore was standing by the terrace railing. Behind him, the rift water roared toward the falls. Suddenly, his throat gaped open and blood flowed down his neck. He tumbled backward over the railing, plunging into the river below. The rift water flowed red as 100 bodies were swept downriver. I floated in a void. I neither saw nor heard anyone or anything, but I felt as if I were being judged. I knew I deserved to die. I wanted to die. There was heaviness in my chest. Again. Then again. My body was lying on the table in the archive. The tabletop was alive with graphs and numbers and charts of the human body. Bedford was kneeling on the table next to me, his hands, one over the other, pressed on my chest. A video displayed next to my head, showing a man doing the same thing Bedford was doing to me.
Don't die on me, lad. We need you.
Need. The word tugged on me. It wouldn't let me pass on.
come back. I love you. I can't go on without you.
Love. I felt it in the deepest recesses of my con. It radiated from every person in the room like the rays of Sol Major. With a start, I opened my eyes and took a deep gulp of air. They said I died. I say I was reborn.
You have the captain to thank, not me. When the aviary notified us of your condition, the captain said to bring you here. So I took a cart, intercepted the twins, and diverted them.
Thank you anyway, I said weakly. I felt a squeeze of my hand and knew that Addie was holding it. I couldn't lift my head to see her, so I had to settle for the comforting warmth of her touch.
Anytime, lad. Now rest a while. Then we'll take you to your pod where you can recuperate.
But we need to talk.
You're too weak. It can wait a day or two.
It can't. But I knew that I was too weak to tell the story. My coat. Where's my coat?
Here,
Said Lenore, handing it to her father. Inside pocket, the papers. Read them. When next I woke, the archive was dim, and I was alone with Addie. My head was on a pillow, and my body was covered with a blanket. She was sitting with her head resting on her arms, asleep at the table. I stirred. She awoke.
How you feeling?
She asked. Not good, but better.
You need to drink some water. Can you sit up?
She put her hands under my shoulders and helped me up. Set on the table at my feet were 2 pitchers, some cups, and several bowls filled with fresh fruit and vegetables.
What would you prefer, water or fresh tomato juice?
Tomato juice? From the hydroponics farm?
Yes, it's quite tasty. Cook spices it up.
She poured me a cup and I sipped. Strawberries?
Yes. And now we have blueberries, carrots, snap peas, and beans as well.
Blueberries, please. If only I had some fresh milk.
Seems like we could have that too. Randall says he can grow us some cows. Imagine that. But it would take a cycle for them to mature.
She ate with me and we talked. She told me that I had a concussion, several broken ribs, and extensive bruises. She told me how the twins had laced the bottoms of their coats together to make a sling to carry me in, using the arms as handles. She told me what she and Joe had learned here in the archive. She told me that our little group had read the papers and were assembling a team to make handwritten copies and distribute them to the others. Then, she began to cry.
Do you hate me now?
Why would I?
He's my grandfather. The monster who killed Jenna is my grandfather. Brennan blood flows in my veins.
As does Greer blood.
What if I'm as mad as he is?
You aren't.
Did he kill my father?
No way to know for sure, but I think he did or had someone do it for him.
And Mother?
Probably,
We need to kill him.
said Aiden.
We need to kill grandfather.
We do, I said, surprised by my cold determination. I dreaded the day I returned to the Commons, but I was eager to get back to work. I had been transported to my pod and confined there for almost 2 weeks, not even leaving our cottage to talk with Lenore, Joe, or the twins. The morning of my release finally came,
There's work to be done.
said Addie, slapping me on the behind as she got out of bed and crossed to the bath.
People to see. Decisions to be made.
She threw a towel at me.
So get off your lazy arse, clean yourself up, and come do your part.
I heard the shower turn on. I swung my legs over the edge of the bed and sat up. My entire midsection ached. I was a little lightheaded when I stood, but I made my way to the bath. The mirror showed that the bruising was changing colors, fading, as was my black eye. I was going to have a small scar on my right cheek,
It'll give you character.
said Addie after I had seen myself in the mirror for the first time. The warm shower was now relaxing instead of causing painful stings,
Joe and the others got an early start.
said Addie as she tenderly bathed my back.
They left us the cart.
I turned to face her. That was thoughtful, but I'd like to walk if you don't mind. I pulled her close and we kissed. How can I face the twins when they ask why I didn't save their sister? Addie and I walked arm in arm to the Commons. The closer we got, the faster my heart beat. Whenever we passed people, they'd stop in their tracks and look at me. I tightened my hold on Addie's arm, feeling more and more ashamed that I'd failed everyone. When we entered the square, the people sitting closest whispered my name to those next to them, then stood. I heard my name drift through the crowd like a breeze through the trees. In a growing wave, they all stood. I noticed that some held a copy of the papers in their hands. The same thing happened as we entered the mess. People parted to let us through as we made our way to the serving line. Some reached out to gently touch me, murmuring kind words and blessings as I passed. I tingled with the realization that I was being offered their kindness, their respect. Holding back tears, I stopped in the middle of the mess and surveyed the room. Every table had at least one copy of the papers. I don't deserve this, I said. Sit down, please. As they settled in their seats, my gaze landed on Toby and Sean, who were sitting off to one side with Joe. I failed you,
No, you didn't, little brother.
said Toby. You did all that you could, said Sean. I should have killed the Skriel. I failed you all. The Chancellor and his dark men know about the passages to the basin. They're going to excavate the manor ruins. I've doomed us,
You got the word out.
shouted Frank Bianchi, leader of the Right to Know group. It was more than his cohorts who voiced their agreement,
You forced our hand, lad.
boomed Bedford, who had just entered with the missus.
But we needed to be pushed off the fence one way or the other.
We have all talked and planned while you were recuperating. Lenore and Percy are already topside. They're going to make contact with the guildsmen and franchisers, try to organize them, set up a network of eyes and ears.
My friends and I will be going topside to fan out over Neworld
Said Frank Bianchi.
and spread the historian's tale. It's a version of truth that we can all agree on, that the people can rally behind.
And Brennan's plan to excavate?
We're going to give them the basin. It will take them cycles to figure things out.
But they'll find the quarters. He held up a hand to silence me.
The builder's guides are showing us how to create directed explosives that will bring down the antechamber and the passage to the quarters, including part of the basin warehouse, sealing the connection between the two.
We can live in the quarters indefinitely,
Said Melissa, who was standing behind me.
We've already planted crops of wheat, oats, barley, rice, cotton, and corn.
Joe spoke up next.
The builders are showing us how to use the biotech bay to create chickens and cows, and how to operate the various manufacturing bays scattered throughout the quarters.
I looked questioningly at Addie.
It's all true. We'll be completely self-sufficient within 1 annum.
In fact, we're hoping to give sanctuary to anyone topside who seeks it.
We aren't prisoners down here now. We're here by choice. We now have a place of our own and a purpose to pursue.
Joe, Addie, Mrs. Greer, Bedford, and I retired to the archive after breakfast. We were sitting around the table talking about stripping the basin warehouses clean and even destroying the observation base and the light runs when the captain manifested himself.
May I remind you that you still have the option to leave?
He said.
Some of us are leaving.
Said Joe.
The quarters, yes,
He said.
but not Neworld.
You mean go back to Earth?
Said Addie.
You would have that option, yes, but you don't have to leave C-39D to leave Neworld.
Yeah, right. Picture the Earth, I said excitedly. A big blue ball, masses of land surrounded by water. Neworld is like one of those masses of land. Don't you see? The basin used to hold oceans.
Then where are they now?
Asked Joe. I turned to Bedford. Remember the crusty apple?
Yes, lad, I do.
When this planet cooled, the inside shrank. We are living on the crusty shell. At some point, the basin floor split, perhaps from the sheer weight of the water, and the oceans drained into the below.
You are a clever man. Go on.
It would be safe to assume that Neworld, C-39D, has other land masses like Neworld. Maybe there are other people out there waiting for us, other people who sought to create a better world, or lands populated only by the native life forms of C-39D.
Are there other lands?
As Fallon says, it's safe to assume.
Said the captain. He turned to me.
Please humor me, if you will. Draw a map of Neworld on the table. Just use a finger. Make it big enough for everyone to see.
It only took me minutes to draw the familiar outline. Everyone was satisfied that I had reproduced it faithfully. Everyone except me. I looked at the captain, who was patiently waiting for me to have a revelation. While this is Neworld, I said, it's not the entire landmass.
By below. We were blind, Mara. We were so busy looking to the stars, we never considered what lies beyond the rift.
Captain, please complete the map. An outline appeared that showed Neworld comprising less than half of the landmass. There was an X marked some distance away from the lip of the rift, just south of the rift falls. It was labeled Eagle's Nest. What will we find there? I asked, tapping the X. The captain paused to survey the team before he replied.
Answers.
We hope you enjoyed AIRT's production of Neworld Papers, Book 1, The Historian's Tale, by KB Shaw. You can find more of our productions on your favorite podcast service. Just search for the Veronica Presents channel.